Hi, everyone. Welcome to Leaf Rants. The Leafs win Game 6 against the Boston Bruins in Toronto, 2-0, except Boston gets their participation goal, and they score with 0.1 seconds left to ruin Joseph Woll's shutout. How dare you? No, but they scored, and it's 2-1. Leafs win 2-1. They still win, and they force Game 7 on Saturday. Sorry. No, the mic only really works when I'm close to it. Upgrading it soon. Frig. What a game from the Toronto Maple Leafs. They gave it back to Boston a little bit, but I don't get how this is the exact same team that played Game 4. I really don't. They forced Game 7. They win 2-1. Game 4 was probably one of the worst Leafs games I've ever seen. And they flipped the switch. They flipped the switch. Why don't we break it down, eh? First period. Brad Marchand takes his second penalty of the playoffs. His first that isn't coincidental minor. How? It's Game 6. How? No clue. And the power play still is not good. So, yeah. But the Leafs outshot Boston 12-1 in that first period, and Boston's only shot came on the penalty kill. That's true as well. If you don't believe me, that's a true fact. That's just how bad the power play really is. And then let's just go to the second. They get a 4-minute power play. 4-minute power play because Tyler Bertuzzi bleeds. And you know what you get out of it? Literally nothing. I believe Guy Boucher is the guy that runs the power play. Fire him right now. Or change his role or something. Man, that power play is brutal. Also, Ryan Reeves isn't in this game. Noah Gregor is, and he's on the Robertson-Holmberg-Gregor line, which pretty much becomes the fourth line. And honestly, I really have loved Pontus Holmberg's game in these playoffs. Knew he'd be a big physical guy, and you know who else has been really good? Matthew Knies. He was my call to have a big series and to be the biggest pleasant surprise. Man, he looks like an NHL veteran throughout this playoffs. He's played 13 playoff games in his career. Like, he's so good. So good. He's going to be amazing. But whatever. Then Joseph Woll takes a tripping penalty. Yeah, but he got tripped earlier in the period. That definitely should have been goaltender interference. Like, there was one Pontus Holmberg play in the third period, I believe, where someone's grabbing his stick and he's just shoving. And he cross-checks him right in the back, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's you're pushing it a little bit there. That's a penalty for sure. But they didn't call it, so Boston, you can say the ref screwed you or whatever. But I mean, Brad Marchand, he literally pushed one out of the way. So yeah, maybe that's why the refs aren't on your side. Then Robertson had a huge chance, but he just couldn't get the shot away late in the second period. And then it happens. Willie Styles, with 55 seconds left, makes it 1-0 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Breaks the ice in this game. And everyone explodes. This is the loudest I've ever heard Scotiabank Arena on TV. Everyone was loving it. You know why? Because everyone thought the Leafs were out in 5 after that pathetic Game 4 performance, and they come back with these 2 games that have been some of the best hockey I've ever seen the Leafs play without Austin Matthews. They don't have 69 goal scorer Austin Matthews, who scored 69 goals this season. They don't have him, and they just put on 2 of the best performances. They should have had a shutout in this game, but Boston scored with 0.1 seconds left. What the hell is this team, man? What are they? Oh, it's crazy. The emotions that we go through. And how I'm pumped up for a Game 7 against the Boston Bruins in Boston. Like, I'm excited. You know why? You know why I'm excited? Because we're in their heads. We're in their heads. And Bruins fans can say, oh, no, you're not in our heads. But what happened last year with the Boston Bruins? They were up 3-1 against the Florida Panthers. And then what happened in Game 5? Oh, well, they lost in overtime to the Florida Panthers in the series. Boston was up 3-1, and they lost Game 5 in overtime to Toronto. And then Game 6, Boston lost to Florida, and they lost to Toronto. And then in Game 7, Boston had like a freaking 3 or 4-1 lead over Florida Panthers, and the Panthers came back and won in overtime. They blew a 3-1 series lead last year when they were clearly the better team against Florida overall. But you know what happened? They lost all their momentum because Florida came back and forced a Game 7. You know what Toronto just did? They came back and forced a Game 7. Boston wanted this series done in Game 5. You know why they wanted it done in Game 5? Because of this. The Leafs have just built up momentum. They're building. Because they forced Game 7 when they were down 3-1. I know I just said this like 7 times, but they forced Game 7 when they were down 3-1 after playing that very pathetic Game 4. Oh my God, I'm sorry. It's only said it a million times right now. How? I don't know. I don't know how it's the same team. But they're in Boston's head. And the Boston Bruins are scared of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The big, bad Bruins are scared of the Toronto Maple Leafs, a weak team that only has offense, no defense, and no goaltending, except for, actually, that they should have got a shutout in this game, and Joseph Wall is the goalie that should have got like a 22 save shutout. Oh yeah, I forgot about that, and the fact that they've scored less than 3 goals in every game this series. Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. But you know what? Whatever. Enough downing on this team because we won and we forced Game 7 and we deserve to be happy. You know why? Because for everything this team's put us through, we have a chance. And this is what Florida built off of last playoffs. Remember how they came into Toronto and they won 3 straight, and then Toronto won 1. We were feeling pretty good about the 1 because we won a single game. And then we lost Game 5. And should that have counted, the last goal? No, but that's a completely other talk for if we play the Florida Panthers next series because, yeah, that would be interesting. But you know what? Let's break down the third. So, Joseph Wall makes This thing just came off. This thing's important to the microphone. I'm sorry if that was annoying. Probably made a lot of noise, eh? But he makes an incredible stop. Holy crap, is Joseph Wall a beast? Damn. Connor Dewar, he had some great hustle in the third. Marner was amazing all night. Defensively, just... And then Morgan Riley plays it up to Matthew Nyes. Matthew Nyes makes a Willie Nyes goal, or a Willie Nyes pass to get it to Willie Styles, who has a Willie Nyes goal to ice the cake. The Leafs are up 2-0. And that's how the game stays. And they're going up. And they have a Joseph Wall has his first shutout of the season. And they take it away with 0.1 seconds left. And it's like, well, that just ruined the entire friggin' game for me, doesn't it? Jim McGonery. How? I can't. You know who I'm talking about, Boston's head coach. I can't say his name right now if my life depended on it. He said David Pastrnak has to step up. It's also the first round Game 7 of 2024. Toronto and Boston, Saturday night. Book it. Joseph Wall's a .961 save percentage in 2 starts this playoffs. I know it's 2 games, but that's a lot freaking better than Ilya Samsonov had. Wall's giving us a chance, and you know what? I think the team just plays better in front of them. They play a little more calm. This is from producer Drew on Twitter. It just came up on my feed. Since their 2011 Stanley Cup win, the Boston Bruins are 3-4 in Game 7s. All 3 wins have come against the Maple Leafs. Like, oh. You know what? We have some demons to kill on Saturday in Boston. How are they going to react? I guess we'll find out. I hope this is the team that they send out. If Austin Matthews is healthy, I think it'll be okay to send him out there too. But man, Boston, Game 7 in Boston, Saturday night, probably 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That video, or that game, there'll be a video after. It'll probably be called Demons no matter what. Because I have some demons. A lot of stuff holding you back. You know what? That's it for this one. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please click like. If really liked it, then click and subscribe. And you want to click subscribe? Then yeah, I'm not gonna say no to that. Game 7. Game 7 in Boston. Saturday night. See you then.